Hello, everyone. How's everybody today?
You're doing all right.
Good morning. Morning, Kurt.
Hello, Will.
Morning, Michael. Hey, Kurt, the Adam seems cannot get the invite, right? Do you have a way to generate the personal link for him?
I don't. He'll have to go through the
Oh.
registration process.
Yeah, I think some people are just being blocked out, right? They're not happy.
Yeah, that's something we've got to get fixed. It's yeah, I think there's some mail filtering or something going on at their side.
Yeah. So this LFX tooling, why does it have to go to the personal link thing? I think that's kind of defeat the purpose of being open, right?
It has lots of features that are included in that. Actually, we have a presentation today for one of the architects on the.
Oh, okay. Who's that person? Sorry.
Sachin Gupta will be joining us.
Oh, okay. He's going to talk about the LFX tooling.
Yeah, I mean, he knows all of it very well, but he is going to be speaking about insights. It's what Arpit brought up in the governing board meeting.
Oh, okay. No. I'm more worried about people not able to join the meeting. Sorry. Yeah, I get that one, but
yeah, Sachin will be the perfect person to ask about that.
is he the support person or sorry? It just don't have a clue.
He's like the lead architect on LFX.
Okay. Okay. So wait, did we put that on the agenda? Okay, insights. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so it seems not many people is able to join.
I think there may be some confusion people on the invite. Maybe some people hopped on the Teams because you had not canceled that invite.
Yeah, because there's complaints that this one didn't work, right? So that's many. Okay, and it seems Kurt doesn't have a way to fix it actually, right? He cannot generate a personal link for them. So been going on for a few days on the back end.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, let me go to the other side to check. This thing. Sorry, many people are not working, able to get it work.
Hello, Sachin.
Hello. Hey, Kurt. Thank you. Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, no, I can hear you.
Thank you.
No problem.
So Sachin, we're pausing for a moment while Lihua is going to jump over to the Google Meet and make sure that everyone jumps over on this meeting invite.
All right. Thank you. No problem.
Hey, Sachin, Kurt,
Yes.
Adam is the only person trapped in Google Meet. Do you guys have a way to get a direct link to this meeting so that he can join?
Yeah,
it's-
He
okay.
cannot
Go ahead,
register,
Kurt.
right? The register thing doesn't work for him.
Yeah, he's received the invite and he tries to go through the registration process and get email verification, and he's not getting the response for the email verification. So he's not able to complete registration.
And seems other people cannot join either, like Yichun, because he's supposed to be here talk today. Yeah, the number of people are very limited at this point.
Shall we all move to other one for?
No, the other one only have Adam alone, right? So okay, no, many people are joining from that side now. This thing doesn't work, right? So
No,
This
sorry,
link doesn't work. The Zoom
no, a
link.
lot of people cannot join, right? So I
Right.
think
So can we go to that Google Meet or for today also? I mean, and next
yeah,
week.
last week we 2 weeks ago we tried that. So to move to the Google Meet as a backup.
Shall we do that today also?
Let me see whether people are okay. Well, let me ask them to join over here.
If we flip back, I would need the Google thing again, because
No, hold on. Let me ask the Google Meet to join over here. See, but there's many people there now.
So Li Hua, I think they can try the browser version for the Zoom. I cannot launch the Zoom client as well, but I joined with the browser.
Yes, Xin, please join the LFX meeting.
Well, while we're waiting to get this started, here's the Etherpad. If you all want to jump in and help take attendance and meeting minutes, it'd be much appreciated. We do have a quorum. It's interesting. There's something specific to Adam because
No, actually, Xin is also having problem with this one. So it seems people cannot really get through the registration hoop.
well, what I'm saying is the same company, Broadcom Mihawk, is here. So it's something specific to Adam. At least, I mean, it's not a Broadcom mail filtering problem. Oh, wow.
Oh, Adam, did you scan your the junk mailbox? I see.
Yeah, I'd asked him that as part of the debug process. It actually created service request for this.
Okay, so folks, I just pinned the Google Bridge, asked them to try to join, but many of them are struggling with this. Are we still able to hold a meaningful meeting today?
We do have quorum.
No, we have Intel, we have Google, we have Broadcom, we have Marvell. We
Alibaba.
only have 13 people. Okay.
We have 6 voting representatives. 6 of 7 companies, so almost perfect.
No,
And that was one of the ones I had worked through problems with previously. And I believe,
I don't think this works. So many people cannot join on the other bridge.
How many?
So I think on the other bridge are at least 6, 7 people.
There are 14 here.
Yeah, but yeah, they couldn't join, right? So that's a problem.
But there are 14 here and there's 6 there.
yeah,
And this is the new meeting system that we're intending to use. That's the old one, right? Eventually we have to cut over.
Yeah. But I like if we cut
I
over
understand.
and we lose a lot of people. how
I
are we
know,
gonna go over?
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. But it's
Yeah,
6
yeah.
people. Maybe we can,
Yeah.
someone can go and try and help them.
Yeah, I mean, last week, 2 weeks ago, we already went through this, right? So, and they say this thing still just doesn't work. I don't know. People just cannot get through the registration.
there's- okay.
Anyway, let's get started. Hopefully it's okay. Yeah. They're trying to go through that. So let's get started. Let me project my screen.
Yeah, I can share mine, Li Hua, if you'd like.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine also. Yeah. Okay, seems we have more people able to move over. Xin managed to move over.
All right, hopefully that'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll see my screen
Yes.
now. Okay. And let me try this post one more time. Etherpad. It's like, all right. Okay, so yes, let's go ahead and get started. Getting started a little late today. So 11 after. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, thank you everyone for joining. Let me get rid of this chat window that's in my way. Yeah, so this is the link. I guess everyone here was able to navigate this, but we will need to spend some time trying to figure out why the registration was not working for this. Yeah, as always, a reminder that the antitrust policy applies to all meetings of the Linux Foundation. If you have any questions about that policy, please reach out to us or consult your legal counsel. Okay, and this is the link that I just posted for the Etherpad. If you can jump in, and if you're a voting attendee, please put a plus next to your name. Otherwise, please add yourself down in the attending section. And please help me take minutes. Y'all are the experts. It'll make it more accurate. So this is the agenda for today. Let's see, I guess convergence with leads. Did you have-
Yeah, on that, I think basically this meeting is in last meeting, right? We agreed that we're going to converge the TS meeting and the community leads meeting. So this
Right.
is the first time we actually converge them, right? So
Oh,
we
okay.
already canceled the community leads meeting to convert to this one. Yeah.
Great.
Just as a kind of welcome to anybody who's joining from the community leads meeting.
Sure. Welcome, everyone. Okay, so next step will be approval of minutes. Then I'll go through an infrastructure update. Then we have Sachin here to take us through LFX insights. Then we'll do outreach. I see Shen here. And repo maintainer results. I believe we've completed those. And then working groups and future plans and discussion next steps. Any changes or additions to the agenda? Okay. With none, I'll move on. Let's see, I do believe that we have. Let's see.
I think we have Alibaba, we have Broadcom,
Everyone but
we have
Mellanox.
Google. I think I saw Aaron who can speak for Intel, Microsoft. We're missing Mellanox.
Yeah, it looks like Mellanox. I don't see either Maddie or Leon. No, Leon's here. Ah, I just saw Leon.
Okay,
And-
cool.
Yeah, there's Leon. Okay, great. So we actually have representatives from every company. Which is good. So we do have a quorum. And I keep jumping to the wrong screen here. Okay. And okay, so with that, I did distribute the meeting minutes from the last meeting. If there are no questions on that, I would ask for a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting.
Yeah, I'll make that. Approve.
And a second.
Second,
Sorry, who was that seconded?
Josh Saul.
Oh, Josh. Great. Okay. So any opposition or abstention? Great. Let's pass. And okay, so now I'll go through just a brief status on the infrastructure, the migration. The governing board and outreach LFX committees have been created. The mass import is complete. Mail lists are done. And I have scheduled recurring meetings, I guess, as you all have seen, for all the committees, TSC, governing board, and outreach. And so the next steps, we will have the main SONiC project Google Group mail list that we'll need to transition, and then we will we should get started on that in the next few days, and then we'll need to archive the Google Group mailing lists. Any questions about that?
No question. That's awesome. Yeah. So do you have any specific dates? Then I can remind the SONiC community to do the migration, or notice this migration.
Sure. Yeah, I'd asked. We haven't set anything up yet for when that'll happen. The migration of the mail list over takes a few days. It's typically in the past, it's taken 2 or 3 days. Sometimes a little more when we don't have like first and last names. We need to just import and put blanks in. So we should probably do that, not over a weekend. I'm thinking maybe, we could start that Monday or something. But yeah, we haven't decided on anything. That would be appreciated.
Yeah.
So does that mean we can say, by October 11, October 11 is the SONiC community meeting. That meeting will start using the Linux Foundation things. Can we say that?
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, all the meetings will be set up. Really the only thing left is the migration of this, of the main SONiC project Google mail list.
So Kurt, there's also a SONiC broader community meeting that Yanzhao runs, right? So can you work with him to set up the meeting, the Zoom meeting?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
The public meeting. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to do that outside of a committee. But yeah, I can make that happen.
Yeah. So Kurt, that meeting probably needs to be an open meeting, right? Because we don't really track who's joining. I mean, anybody can join, right? And it's just yeah.
Yeah, if we use LFX meeting management, we will have to have, I mean, everyone that joins will have to register. So yeah, that's the downside. I don't have an enterprise Zoom meeting that I could use to and share for this meeting.
Okay, and people have to be a FX member before they can join?
Yeah, they have to register and for
Okay,
LFX.
but they do not have to pay, right?
Oh, no. It's free to
Okay.
join, to get an
Okay.
LFX. Yeah.
Is there any up limit for the meeting size?
It's a Zoom meeting, so I'm assuming that the answer is no. I've never seen one. I've never seen this,
It depends on the account. So by default, you should get about 100 as long as it's a paid account.
yeah,
Oh.
I know we've had more than 100 meetings before, so.
Are you using just the normal Zoom, or are you using like one of those moderated Q&A web meeting kind of accesses?
I don't, I know the meetings are managed through LFX tools, and actually it's probably a really good segue. Maybe we could ask Sachin.
Okay.
Yeah, hey, I wish I could have spoken more about LFX meetings, but as far as I know, this is not that moderated Zoom meeting. It's a regular Zoom meeting, but at the enterprise level. Hello?
I'm doing well. Yes.
Okay. Well, any other questions about infrastructure? Why don't we go ahead and move on? Okay. SONiC wants to. Is this Shin wants to speak to this, or Lihua? Are you doing it?
Yeah, this is me.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
this is me. Yeah. Hi, everyone. I think that at this moment, we are ready to broadcast the SONiC event at One Summit in November in Seattle. This is a workshop that happened on the third day of the One event. So just to remind, right, the One Summit happened in Seattle in November, is a 4-day event. The first 2 days are like keynotes. The second, like the last 2 days are the technical and the developer forum. SONiC will be one of them on the third day, that is Thursday, November 17th. The format will be both remote and in person. In the morning, that as you can see, that we will have technical presentations. In the afternoon, we will have panels as well as the hackathon presentation and winner selection. So the link of how to register, call for participation, call for paper, submission is in this link. Do you mind to click on that link? Anyone who is sharing the screen?
Kurt?
Sure, I can do that. Let's see. There we go. Can you see that?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, thank you, Kurt.
Sure.
So this is on the One Summit page. You have very detailed how to register for the workshop. If you go down the timelines of paper submission, a few important things to call out for paper submission, right? We request the speaker to share the title, this abstract, by October 10th. That 10/10, that so that we can make a selection and the notification in 1 week to let the speaker know. If you can you please go down a little bit more? Yeah, go down a little bit more about the submission. Call for paper.
Do the
Gotcha.
presenters have to be in person, or is it remote as well?
Sure, that is under discussing that we will provide both way. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the most important thing is call for submission, like a link. We'll give you a chance just to input the title, input the information and the alias. That if we also heard some members company are not able to access the Google form, then the disclaimer here is below it. If you really cannot access it, please send your submission to this outreach committee by October 10th. That's call for paper, call for presentation. If you go up a little bit, Kurt, is hackathon that will be remote, purely remote, that it will start on November 15th, give 2 days to each team to do their innovation and the development. Each team has a limit of size of 5. At the end of 2 days, they are invited to come to the meeting to give 10 minutes presentation of their ideas and demonstrate the achievements that give the committee of selection award selection committee to review that and select the 3 winner teams at the end. We will have also we will have a committee from big companies, developer directors to help to evaluate and help to select the awards. Yeah. Any questions so far?
So what kind of presentations are we looking at in this?
Yeah, if you go up, at this moment, so first of all, we would like it to be technical. Can you go up to the top? Yeah. We like to be technical, right? But it's we are not. We intentionally does not want to put a limit on the scope of what type of submission it can be. It can be your new product or your new user scenarios, or you're looking back retrospect during your your adoption. What are the challenges you have faced and proposed for improvement? Yeah, as long as it's related to SONiC, all are welcome.
Well, but typically we don't do a lot of sales talk, right, in this kind of thing.
Yeah, usually it's open source. It's about technology, right? It's about user case. Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, the reason for asking is that it comes very close to the OCP one. We have multiple talks happening at OCP as well, right, from pretty much all the participants, trying to just understand if this is a completely different audience and are we looking at repeating some talks, or are we looking at completely different talks, things like that.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think we will try our best to avoid repeating the topics. Yeah.
Yeah, the OCP tends to be a little higher level than this summit.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, the ask, I do have an ask for everyone. You are all very influential people in your company and in the industry. Please help to broadcast this on the social media and encourage that your team to participate. I think I already posted my LinkedIn. You are welcome to post on your LinkedIn, Twitter. We already send this to the SONiC mailing list. Yeah. So looking forward to your help to help to broadcast and amplify it. And also looking forward to see you in Seattle in person. This event is free. The one summit, the two-day keynotes are not free. That's Tuesday and Wednesday. This event is free.
Oh, so the SONiC workshop is free.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, and so in the register for the workshop, nobody is going to be charged, right?
Correct.
Maybe shall we just modify the page just to notify that this is free registration so that people can feel more encouraged?
That's good. We can work with Sunny on that. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Thanks. Yeah. Oh, talking about that, actually, OCP community actually decided to give actually decided to give SONiC community everyone a discounted registration code, so which I put into minutes and share. The speakers for the OCP event already have free registration, right? But this is for everybody. Xin, sorry, keep going.
Oh, I'm done. Yeah.
Sorry, Li Hua, I missed that part. Could you repeat that? Like, in addition to the speakers, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, in addition to speakers, right? So everybody registers basically through the SONiC community relationship or announcements will get a discount code. It's a 20% discount.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I'm done. Yeah, thank you.
Hey,
Any
one question for
questions?
the team. So regarding the presentation, how many presentation are you looking for during the workshop?
Yeah, so at this moment, we are looking at around 8. Yeah, each presentation, if you go back to the link, is a 15 minutes talk and 5 minutes of Q&A.
Okay. And then I guess the decision about whether it can be virtual, do you think can come up to a decision soon?
You mean the presentation or,
Yeah, presentation.
or the whole, yeah. Yes, it will be. Yeah. We are trying to help people to access the meeting. Like it's just the remote line hasn't been set up yet. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, the winner election, who's going to decide on the winner election? Do you expect TSC or even board to come in and help on those kind of thing?
Yeah, that detail we haven't. We need to flush out. Yeah.
Okay. So you'll probably announce a little bit later. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Another question on the hackathon, right? So if people are looking for hackathon buddies, right, across different companies, do you have thoughts on how to make that happen, or are you expecting people to just figure it out on their own?
Yeah, we have this one. We have to like let people figure out. Like we thought about it. It's really hard to coordinate. Yeah,
okay.
I don't have
so
a
maybe
good tooling too. Yeah.
Okay, we can just use a mailing list for ask people to figure out on their own if they need a partner.
Yeah, they could. Yeah. For hackathon, we fully enable it to be remote, do it remotely and present remotely. Yeah. So that just to encourage that it's not limited by location, not limited by time zones. Okay. Yeah, if there is no more questions, we can go to the next topic.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shane.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, repo maintainer voting results. Lihuat, would you
Yeah,
like to?
can you click on the voting results?
Lihua had some questions on this. Actually.
Can you move on to a third tab?
Oh, third tab voting results.
Yeah, third tab. Yeah, so basically this is a list, right? So the highlighted blue ones are basically the maintainers elected. If you go down if you go down a little bit more, so the black ones are the original voted ones, but not the top 3 votes, right? And there's new nominations highlighted in green, which is basically a late nomination, probably didn't receive a full consideration from the TSC. So we can discuss what do we do about it. Let's keep going. I think everybody have a link and can please take a look to see whether and the TSC member, please check. Whether I tabulated it correctly, right? So keep going. Yeah. So the only exception that I made for the SWSS repo is that we put in 4 names instead of 3 names. So because this is one of the heaviest repo. Yeah, go down. Yeah, so yeah, I think keep going. Yeah. Yeah, this is the full list. I think so. I think that's all. Yeah.
Just sorry, just a question here because for SONiC build image in particular, since there's a move to support ARM, I don't see any party who supports that in that list. And as you know, we've had a number of issues with ARM being broken. I would really like someone who's done that as a maintainer.
Yeah, so maybe yeah, so let's go back to the topics, right? So I think maybe that's exactly to the point. Yeah, you're making a good point. Let's go to the yeah. So basically after we already the process, right? I think there's late nominations coming, and I think certainly just like you mentioned, there's going to be new future nominations, right? And as the project evolves, right? Maybe it's ARM, maybe it's whatever new processor or new code repo. So we probably need a reasonable process to evolving the or augment, right, the maintainers, add more capabilities, right, or even splitting the repos, or all those kind of things. So I think maybe we do want a kind of a somewhat a regular cadence or reliable process, right, for people to say, hey, I have a new nominee that would like the TSC to consider and I want to add it, right? Yeah, so I think maybe this is a discussion that we should talk about. Any thoughts?
No, I would tend to agree, right? It's an evolving project. So we should have some sort of process to ensure that we're moving forward as the project evolves, even in terms of maintenance.
Yeah. So how would we want to do that? Should we would we want to let's say assuming right you have a new nomination and you want the TSC to consider add that to the maintainer of a certain repo, kind of do we kind of want to have a regular review, or you want to kind of do an offline start a nomination and have TSC do a yes no vote a little bit later in a few weeks?
I mean, in other projects, we've members have moved to add something or the other, right? So we could follow a similar process during any TSC meeting if someone, for example, if we say, hey, look, we're seeing this issue and we want ARM as an example to be supported better and we want to be more involved in that, then we would move to add someone who understands that into the maintainer list during any TSC meeting. I don't think it can be somewhat open-ended. It doesn't have to be a formal process, right? So we can do it in the TSC meetings.
Okay, so no, I think including the TSC meetings, I mean, TSC meeting is already open, right? So I don't think that's going to be a bottleneck. The thing, I think this is about the repo maintainer, right? So so I think that yeah, so yes, it's not.
No, I think all I'm saying is I don't think you need a formal process. You can happen at any time and in any way, right? That's how it scales.
No, so sorry, I don't really mean that as a kind of a formal process, but I think we do need a way of decide who's going to be the maintainer, right, of a repo, and that
yes,
person
absolutely.
needs to be responsible, right? I mean, basically being the person who's going to make the cost, right, of whether a pull request is going to get in or not. It cannot be TSC making that call on an individual basis, right? So
no, I agree. No, this is what I'm referring to, the election of the maintainer, not the actual maintenance. So what I mean is,
okay, but yeah, so how do we trigger that, right? So you just maybe assuming that you have someone who's an ARM expert, and let's say you want him to be added to the building image repo, you just maybe let's just agree on that. You just send a note to the TSC mailing list to see that, hey, here's a motion of adding to that, and then in the next meeting, the TSC look at it. Do we agree or not agree? That
yeah, something to that effect. Yeah.
That sounds good. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I guess in terms of triggers, it looks like there are two kinds of triggers. One is when when one of the contributors would like to start, has gained enough experience or expertise and would like to become a maintainer. That probably is one trigger, and the other trigger is a scenario where we are missing experts in a particular case, and we work among ourselves to figure out who could which of the contributors can help out in a scenario like the one Kishore is mentioning here, and how do we get somebody to represent ARM and help out in that area. So it could be either triggered because of a need for the community, or it could be triggered because one of the contributors is interested in becoming.
Okay, so maybe the agreement is that we're going to not a regular thing, but a kind of just on event trigger, and it's going to be really lightweight. Someone start an email thread to the TSC to say, hey, please consider this nomination, right? And let's just have a TSC vote on it. Is that the
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay.
So
yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So sorry, one more thing I want to get some help. So I think after we have the nomination list, if someone left the company, I think it's better to have someone to notify the TSA. Then we can evaluate whether we need to replace or keep that people. So the people will come and go. So that's just one reminder.
Okay. Yeah. So that's yeah. So someone leave the post, and so
Correct.
yeah, well, that's also a
it's
trigger, right?
better.
So yeah, that's another kind of trigger. Maybe that's what you're referring to. Sounds right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Thanks. Yeah, I think that sounds okay to me. And the other thing, right? So actually, my apologies. In all the repo when we tabulated, I missed this SONiC repo, which is all the documentation, right? And I think the most valuable part in the SONiC repo, if you know that, is all the high-level design, right? So that means it's probably not possible for any single person to be the person to say that this high-level design gets in, that high-level design does not get in. In reality, all the high-level design is when it is working it out, and you need a domain expert to sign off, right? So so I mean, maybe the concept of repo maintainer in there is not really that important. Just cleaning up effort there, but so just want to point that out, right? So should we kind of look at who wants to be a maintainer for that, to make sure the web page or the documentation repo is clean, and we can shepherd the process of the high-level design. So okay, so maybe people can take a look at the. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, maybe people, maybe we can get back in the next week,
Yeah.
next meeting for a nominations, get
Okay.
nominations and vote.
Yeah. Thanks. Okay. Moving on. So okay, sorry. Then the repo, right? We're going to start with, right? We're going to set up the committer status for each repo based on the voting results attached here, unless I'm hearing a different opinion, right? So we can kind of distribute the workload already. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to the next page. Okay, so I think now we got the repo somewhat settled down, and I think maybe the next topic is basically settle down the governance of the working groups, right? So Yenzhao is going to talk about the current working groups and how things work. Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. Yeah. So before this meeting, Yiqun and I and also Xin had a discussion about the working group. So we have some proposal. So this page is discuss the current working groups. As you can see, there's a link you can find all the details for the current working groups. But as a summary, currently we have 20 work groups, and 12 is still active. The 5 is already marked as done for now. So the plan is like for the done work groups, we will archive them and separate those groups in the wiki page to say, okay, those are the archived work groups and the others are active. So there are still 3 worker groups. The status is no any information. That part, I think maybe we need some discussion, either archive them or just find a leader for that work groups. That's basically the quick update for the current work groups. Any question?
So Yenzhao, do we know who are the kind of the leads of each working group?
I know some of the leads, but not all.
Okay.
I think that's a good question. That's actually will be discussed in the next page. So
Okay.
Yiqun has some proposal. Yeah.
Okay. So any questions for Yenzhao on the current status?
What is the plan moving forward, Li Huo and Yanzhong? Are we
Next page?
Yeah,
Next
next
page.
page. Yeah. Okay, maybe that's where. Yeah, let's move on to the next page. Yeah.
Got it.
Kurt, can you please? I'm not sure what is Yiqun in this meeting.
Yeah, I'm here. So but that's okay. There's a lot of noise here. Yinzao, just go ahead and explain it because we discussed it together.
Oh, okay. Then yeah. So for in the for the future, we have some source, and also we are trying to define some lightweight process for the new groups creation, exit, etc., etc. So for the new groups, we have some proposal like for each groups, what we want to create, there should be a proposal. Let's say, who will be the leader, what's your charter, and what's the goal timeline, etc., etc. Those information should be included by email, then sent to the TSA. Then the TSA will evaluate and approve. That's for the group creation. So when the new group is created, there is already a clear goal included. So once the goal is achieved, then we can archive that group. So the second bullet point is all the work groups should have a chair. And also the chairs should draft a quarterly work group summary for the TSA. So that's basically the plan for the new groups. On the left side, you can see, for the no status groups, we should nominate a chairman and also provide some report.
If there's no people, we just archive it, right?
Yeah, I think if there is no much participant and no response, maybe currently we just archive to avoid the noise.
There's a lot of background noise.
Yeah, that's me.
Sorry, Yiqun.
So Yiqun, do you have anything to add?
Oh, okay. So the only thing I want to say here is that, so this is just a proposal. Let TSC look at it, see if this is okay to go ahead with it, or there's anything to add. Like we didn't design very detailed rules because we figure, it's better for us to really discuss about it and accept something that we all accept to go forward with. Do you have any comments on how the groups, how should we select chairs and stuff?
So I have a question about the 2 quarters. Do we think that it'll take 2 quarters for chairperson to report about the FIDF group on the no status groups?
I thought 1 month should be enough, but then look, we're in October and then November, December were holiday months, so I give people a little bit of room. That's all. It also depends on when we can select the chairpersons. Right? Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. No, I'm fine if we say it's a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe just say it's an end of the year or some particular date here. Yeah. Even if it given the November, December, even if we say okay by Feb or something like
that. I think the no status group we do not need 2 quarters, right? If people if we close it, archive it, and people want to reopen it later on, we can always reopen it. There's no point to track something that nobody knows the status.
The rest of the details here look good to me. Thanks for asking.
Hey, maybe what I'm wondering, right, is that how would this thing work together with the feature planning in 2023-05 in the next release? Or this is separate from the feature the release planning?
So there should be no tight couple to the semester planning, but the idea is like if the work group can have some proposal before the normal release planning, that will be great. Just like the work group can submit, okay, this is the features that we want to deliver in the next release. and then then submit to the SONiC release planning meetings. Then we can say, okay, we have some solid plan. That can be one way how those two groups collaborate.
That sounds exactly right. At least for the pins group, that's exactly what is happening in the work group.
Yeah.
We talk about where are the interests lie for different contributing companies and etc. And then we start firming up towards a proposal, and then it eventually makes it to the feature.
Yeah, that's great. Anyway, the people are the same, right? The people who join the work group also join the SONiC community. So.
But yeah, sure. The people are the same, but if they can link it to the feature planning, it's a lot easier to track where things are going, right? Because I suppose the work group are going to want to merge something, right, to each repos. Yeah.
So the key here is really we are giving working group chairs a lot more responsibility in terms of setting the features and then essentially determining the direction of SONiC in that particular area, right? So
yeah,
I think this is an area we probably want to discuss here. Is this the direction that we want to go? Right.
Any opinions? I would say that makes sense, right? Because more or less that it's individual features that that needs to evolve, right? And in the working group, and if things are impacting the overall architecture, I mean, we probably need to have multiple working group coordinate. But if things are like quite independent, they can be pretty independent, right? Okay.
Yeah, I'll jump in here in the interest of time. We've got 10 minutes left.
Okay, let's talk about the next thing.
Next steps.
Yeah. So Yanda, you want to talk about the upcoming planning?
Oh yeah. So by the release process, the next release we will start to call for participation early November or before end of the October. The point is like it's time to think about what we are trying to deliver in the next release. I think currently it's a good time. Then when we start the call for participation mail thread, then we can get ready. So that's for the next release.
Yanda, is there any reason we don't want to do planning in November? Because that's when people started going for vacation, right? Or just getting
that's basically we just decided the release cycle. So just the May release and the November release. That's just the time thing.
Yeah, but that November is a release, right? But not we're planning for the next release. We do not have to wait for the existing one to finish, right? Do we?
No, there's no need. So the planning, if we already have some idea now, then we can start actually. But the official kickoff is usually we want a time. Say, okay, this is kickoff times. That's the time starts early in November.
Okay.
So but there's no say.
The official kickoff meaning the code branch, right? Or you mean official kickoff of the hey, please, if you have a feature you want to plan for, let's come in and submit the feature proposals.
The second. So official or say a formal kickoff for the feature proposal.
Okay. I don't know what's the thought on other folks in the TSC or in the community. Do you guys want to start planning a little bit earlier, or do November, October, end of October is fine?
I think it may be good to at least start getting the content ideas a little bit early. October, I agree, may be a bit late. People may start taking off from as early as mid-November. So we may not have much time to get much planning done before the end of the year. So if the goal is to get something done before end of year, may make sense to get at least start getting the ideas down. I don't know how others feel based on how their vacations start up towards the end of the year.
So that's
okay.
totally fine.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
that's
I'm
what
going to
I'm
make a proposal, right? What about we try to kick that so-called kick it off, right? Just in the next meeting and in the future planning, right? And then if people have stuff ready, but maybe we'll leave a little bit long runway for people, right? But we start it early, and we can close it a little bit later when we have a good feeling about it.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I think another thing I want to highlight for the next release plan is like we are planning to use the GitHub project, which is an open collaboration. So I will create the project and assign permission to the list to edit that project. Then you guys can start to edit the features that you plan to contribute.
So instead of using the Google Sheet, right?
That's true. Yeah, Google Sheet sometimes it's not convenient. People need to ask permission, blah blah. We want to with the GitHub project, everyone can see the planning. Everyone can see the planned work items, but not everyone can edit the planned work items. I think it's more open and more collaborative. Okay. Yeah, that's all from my side.
Okay, the last topic, right? So when we founded this project together with the Linux Foundation, right? I think we talked about we're going to hold a TSC election so that the community can on a regular cadence, right? So that the community can evolve things forward. Kurt, do you remember what's the time frame? Did we talk about 6 months or 12 months or longer, or what's the time frame that we have to run the election?
Yeah, that's right. I believe the charter says 6 months that there will be an election that's meritocracy based.
Okay, 6 months. So that means that we started this in April, right? We did an announcement in April.
Right. I believe we were talking that the election needed to be completed by December timeframe. So we should be
by December timeframe.
Like in the next meeting, start talking about that and get it wrapped up in November.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So maybe in next meeting we should talk about who get the voting process, right, for the TSC itself, right? So who gets the vote, and how do we tabulate the vote? Does the Linux Foundation have a typical way of tracking the voting, or so instead of me tracking the or doing the tabulating?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a couple of different voting tools that we can use, and I'll be happy to set that up.
Okay.
I mean, first we need, I guess, nominees, and then I'll be happy to set up the voting tools.
Okay.
Somebody,
yeah.
It would be good to kind of put up the definition. I understand that meritocratic is a good word, but it's always helpful to put some quantitative, or some guidelines as to what that means, that the nomination should have, the person who's getting nominated or whatever should have the company should have made a contribution, what kind of contributions from the company, kind of a thing. If that it's possible to put out that guideline, or if we agree that that is the meritocratic process, then that would be helpful, because otherwise it doesn't provide any clear guidelines. Might even help us make clear voting.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I guess maybe we can talk a little bit more in the next meeting on this. Potentially I can draft something, but then we can use that as a base for discussion.
I will take an action to get more details on the voting process, an excerpt from the charter about the voting process, and also I believe the charter also defines what it means in terms of meritocracy as it applies to SONiC. So I'll gather all that up and put together a slide for the next meeting.
Okay, great. Thanks, Kurt.
And I'll jump in here and say it looks like, I apologize, Sachin, it looks like we're not going to have time to have an LFX Insight presentation today.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
sorry, Sachin.
No
Maybe we-
worries. So, Kurt, what I can do is, I can just quickly introduce to the Insights V2 that we are going to launch this Monday, and share the slide that I have. Like, it's not a huge set of slides, but just a few pointers. And the community here, the team here can actually start looking at the dashboards. I know you guys have already looked at the OSS Insights, so you pretty much have a good understanding of what a developer analytics tool is capable of doing, right? Like, it's monitoring your repos, gathering the data, slicing, dicing based on different metrics. But just as a point of comparison, Insights is it's not just about GitHub repos, but our scope is bigger than just the GitHub repos. It's about you spoke about organizations participating. You spoke about people getting an idea of what meetings are they attending. So the entire LFX ecosystem is like Insights plays a critical part in that. So the contributions, the engagement, even we are adding expanding the scope to social media like Twitter and earned media by the end of the year. So I think many projects that have actually been onboarded on Insights have been using Insights. For example, LFN since last 1 year, they have they can speak about it, but they use this. They use the data that we produce to hold maintainer elections or promote contributors to committers. As I heard from the discussion that there are some criteria around like who can be the next maintainer or the next committer. So yeah, there are a lot of things that I could maybe when I get some time, maybe in the next meeting occurred.
Yeah,
If that is not a problem. Yeah, I can go over a few things, and by the time we would have already released, so I expect a few bugs that are lying here and there that will be fixed as well.
Either that or
Okay.
in the next governing board meeting, one or the other.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
Yeah, Sachin, I will try to set up this thing, but I think LFX doesn't allow me to set it up the Insights yet. So I guess we're waiting for the V2 to go live, right?
Actually, I did that for you. So if you
Oh,
go to
you
that
did that
link
for
that I
us.
have,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. So the data should already be there. I mean, you're most welcome to go and check it out right now. But we will be officially announcing, and you will hear from Kurt and the LFX team as well when the V2 is rolled out. But yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
All right, guys.
Everybody have the access to the dashboard, right?
They should. There are some public aspects, and then there is some where you need to log in with your LFID, but it does not need any special access. All you need is that your LFID.
I'm going to have
Okay.
to jump to another meeting. I hope it doesn't kill this meeting, but I'm going to have to leave this one. I apologize.
Yeah, I have another meeting as well since we are close to launch, so there are a lot of release meetings that happen. But I would be glad to share more details in the upcoming meetings if that is allowed, Kurt.
Okay.
I'll
Thanks,
get that
Sachin.
scheduled. Thank you, Sachin.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks everyone for attending. I'll send out meeting minutes. Bye, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
All right.